Peter Vogel, and this is a quick introduction to our electronic pattern scoring system. This is your electronic scribe, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Before I get started, I just want to explain the audio system. So I will have at every contest these single ear headphones. The audio quality is not great, but it is sufficient in case you don't want to use the earbuds. Regardless, they just plug in right here in this orange port, and in general I'll have things set up for you. You can of course use any standard set of earbuds like these. The iPhone earbuds work fine, Samsung earbuds, whatever you got, with the standard 3.5 millimeter jack plug. It's really all that's necessary in order to get hooked up. That way, everything, the scores that you're recording and the maneuver are played in your ear. Your pilot, the other pilot can't hear it, the other judge can't hear it, and so forth. So that's the way we hear what's going on. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll of course not be using the earbuds so that the camera can hear everything, as can you. So let's go ahead and turn things on. Standard iPhone, iPod Touch type interface here, and there's an app here with the old RCA logo on it, and that is the pattern scoring app. We'll just go ahead and start it up, and at a contest what will happen is it will essentially instantly discover the contest. If we go back to the settings, we'll see the contest that it's working on here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. And you can see that you can also select different voices, just kind of a fun feature that I added. So if you don't like the default Siri voice, you can choose other voices. A lot of people have liked Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen. Maneuvers will be spoken in this voice.
Regardless, we'll start with the default of Siri.
Hi, I'm Siri. Maneuvers will be spoken in this voice.
But we can see the rest of the contest. The contest ID is 560. This is, I'm just using the pattern bash that we did a couple weeks ago as my demo contest here. And you see the CD and so forth. But ordinarily it will go directly to the judging.
Enter judge number and select round and class.
So this is the first screen that you would ordinarily see unless I've set things up for you ahead of time. Pretty much standard, just like you would do on a paper scoring sheet. You enter your judge number. I was judge 24 at that contest. And then the round that you'll be judging. We'll choose round 1. And then select the class that we're actually going to be judging. So we'll go ahead and judge Masters. And then we simply press the contestant button up here.
Select contestant.
And we're ready to just select the contestant. This is what we'll be doing throughout the round. You'll be back on this screen selecting the next pilot that's going to be flying. So we'll go ahead and start with Chris Fitzsimmons. And then all we have to do is jump to the scoring.
Controller connected. Controller check. Click button A to verify controller connection or cancel to use on-screen controls.
And of course all of this is what you'll be hearing in your ear. So just to make sure that the controller is connected, every once in a while these controllers lose their connection to the iPhone. So I do a controller check that requires you to click button A in order to verify that things are connected. Let me just zoom out just a little, and we see the rest of the controller here. So button A is the red one. So we'll just go ahead and click that, and it'll dismiss that.
Ready to score for pilot Chris Fitzsimmons. 1. Take off. 10.
So what you hear there is a confirmation of the pilot that you're actually selected. So nothing, there's no possibility of you getting the wrong pilot selected and so forth. Most of the scoring that you'll be doing is here on the right hand. There's basically the two buttons here, A and X. A subtracts 1 point, X subtracts half a point. So as you observe downgrades, you simply click the A button or the X button. So as Chris is taking off, we may see a little yaw in the plane, and we don't like that, so we'll go ahead and
9.5.
Deduct 9.5 points, and then maybe he climbs out a little too steep, and we don't like that, so we'll deduct another half point. Very straightforward. If you ever do something in error, B and Y reverse the buttons that they're across from. So B reverses the minus half point, so if I say, well, you know, it wasn't that bad, I'll go ahead and give him that half point back. Once we're happy with the score and the maneuver is complete, we have two buttons on the top here, and either one of these will work. You simply pull the trigger to advance to the next maneuver.
Half clover leaf, 2 of 4 roll up, 1 roll on horizontal, exit inverted, 10.
So once again, we hear the maneuver that's to be flown. It is of course displayed on the screen, but you generally don't even need to look at the screen. And we hear the score that's currently in there, which is of course a 10. As we observe downgrades, once again, we can subtract
8.5.
points. And that's pretty much it. If the pilot completely blows a maneuver, the quickest way to a 0 is over here on the left-hand directional pad. A down gives the pilot a 0. And similarly, we can reset back to a 10.
10.
If for some reason we get distracted, somebody walks up to talk to us or something like that, not really understanding how pattern events work, we do have the ability to go to not observe.
Stall turn, full roll up, 2 of 4 down, 10.
And when you hear, what you heard there was it went immediately to the next maneuver. The assumption there is if you say I'm not observed, then you're already into the next maneuver and you need to advance quickly. Because I didn't want to advance just yet, I'll go ahead and press the upper button on the left-hand side, and that will take me to the previous maneuver.
2 of 4 roll up, 1 roll on horizontal, exit inverted, not observed.
And there you see and hear the confirmation that not observed was selected for you. That's pretty much the operation of scoring in general. I'm going to go ahead and reset
10,
Chris here, and
9, 8.
we'll drop him a couple points just for demonstration purposes. Again, we can just advance, pulling the trigger over here.
Stall turn, full roll up, 2 of 4 down, 10.
And what I'll do is I'll just rapidly cycle through these so that we can get to the end.
9, too slow, 9. Half square loop, 9. Figure Z, 9.
And you see if you're in a real
8,
hurry,
Humpty Bump, 9. Pyramid loop with half roll, 9.
the voice cancels what was in the middle of being said. Scores take priority over the reading of the maneuver. So when we've got something new to say, we cut off what we were saying.
8, stall turn, 9. Top hat, 9. Pull, 9.5. 8-sided, 9. Full roll, half outside loop, 9. Reverse Cuban 8 from top, 9. Figure 6, half roll down, 9. 8.5. Reverse knife edge, 9. 8.5. 8. 7.5. 3/4 figure 8. Full inside loop on bottom, half outside loop on top, 10. 9.5.
And a lot of people find that dealing with two buttons is more than they want to deal with when they're flying, or when they're judging, that is. You do, of course, have the option to say, well, I only want to deduct by half points. So you just press the X button as many times as you need to. So, for example,
8, 8, 7.5.
And then we'll just continue
2.5 turn
advancing.
spin, 2, 8, landing, 10.
So we're down to landing.
9.5.
When we pull the trigger now, that was, of course, the last maneuver. So we'll pull the trigger.
Maneuvers complete. Review scores. Review scores. Pull right trigger to save.
So we're told maneuvers are complete. It's time to review scores. And in the review scores screen, we pull the trigger to save, or you can hit the save button up here in the upper corner. Let me zoom in again so that you can see this. So you see each maneuver and the score that you currently have recorded for it. You can just touch and scroll. If there's any maneuver that you don't really like the score on, maybe you made a mistake, but you didn't have time to go back during the flight, you can just click on the maneuver.
Controller connected. 9.
And you're immediately dropped back to that maneuver. It shows the maneuver name or description, and you can score it normally.
8.58.
And when you're happy with the score that you have, you can just click the save button up here.
Review scores. Pull right trigger to save.
And we're back to it. I didn't do a really good demo there. Let me...
Controller connected.
He had a 9. I'm going to take him down to a 7.5.
8.8. 7.5.
And once again, we'll save the score. Triggers don't work at this point, so you just hit the save.
Review scores. Pull right trigger to save.
We're back to the review scores, and you see that I did in fact downgrade him to a 7.5 on that maneuver. When you're happy with the scores, again, you just pull the trigger.
Select contestant.
And it will come back to this screen. Now that happened really, really fast. That's the normal course of events. Saving to the scoring computer is very fast. Every once in a while, lots of people on the network or something like that, that will slow down just a little bit. All that's relevant here is the local network, not the internet or anything like that. So if the score take a little while to save, then it won't come back to this screen quite that fast. When it comes back to this screen, you can be confident that it did in fact save the scores to the scoring computer. If for any reason something goes wrong, which can happen, especially as we're beta testing this and so forth, it's very straightforward. You can go back in and get back to your scores. And I'll just demonstrate that real quickly. We'll choose somebody else here, Steve Kaneshiro, and I'll go into scoring
Controller
mode.
connected. Controller check. Click button A to verify controller connection or cancel to use on-screen controls.
I'll confirm the controller connection.
Ready to score for pilot Steve Kaneshiro. 1. Takeoff. 10.
And we'll just score a couple things here.
Half clover leaf. Not 8. Stall turn. Not 8. 2 slow roll. Not 8. Half square. 8. Figure Z. 8. Humpty Butt. 8. Pyramid. 8. Stall turn. Not 8. Top hat. Not 8. Pull. Not 8. 8-sided. Not 8. Full roll. Not 8. 7. Reverse. Not 8. 7. Figures. Not 8. Reverse knife. Not 8. 3/9. 8. 2 and a half. 9. 8. Landing. 10. 9. Maneuvers complete. Review scores. Review scores. Pull right trigger to save.
Okay, let's just say something odd happened to have happened at that point in the scoring. So we get kicked out to this screen, and let me just demonstrate this system actually having killed the pattern scoring app for one reason or another. I hadn't saved yet, so there might be a tendency there to panic, but there's really no concern. We'll go ahead and go back into
Enter judge number and
the
select
app.
round and class.
It goes back to the beginning. We'll go ahead and tell it our judge number and our round. We were doing round 1. And we'll select the class.
Select contestant.
We'll select the contestant with Steve Kaneshiro that we were judging there. We'll go to the scoring.
Controller connected. Controller check. Click button A to verify control. Ready to score for pilot Steve Kaneshiro. 1. Takeoff. 8.
And you see immediately that we've gotten back to the scoring that we were at, back to the very beginning, but it does correctly remember that we scored Steve an 8 on that maneuver. If we click the review button in the upper corner, we can go directly.
Review scores. Pull right trigger to save.
We can go directly to the score review, and we can see that all the scores we put in there, mostly 8s intentionally there, 7s, and the 9 for the landing and so forth, they're all there. So all I have to do is pull the trigger, and once again, those get
Select
saved,
contestant.
and we're back to selecting the next contestant. So that's the basic operation of the system. I'll be around, of course, if there are any problems, but I think I've got most of the ones that we discovered at Bakersfield ironed out as well, so things should be fairly smooth. Every once in a while the controller does fail to be connected to the iPod. You can of course just let me know, but basically all you need is a paper clip, and we turn the thing around, and there's a reset hole up here in the upper corner. You click that in, and in general it'll find the controller right away. And this little red light comes on, indicating that we are connected to the iPod as controller 1. The other thing that can be a little disconcerting is if the battery on the controller starts to drop. In general, I'll have you guys hooked up to a backup battery, so that should never happen. But you can always check the status of the battery by clicking this button right next to the lights, and this one's fully charged. We've got four lights. That's the basic operation of the system. Hope you enjoy it, and